Hello, I'm Natalie Llewellyn, Managing Director of Animation and Originals for Jellyfish Pictures. This is the Children's Media Conference Get In, Get On animation session. The purpose of this session is to give you some insight into the overall animation production pipeline, to understand what job roles are out there and where that position might lead you to in the future. I'll also be sharing some career insights and top tips for interviewing and preparing a showreel so you can get in and get on in this amazing industry. Who knows, you might someday join us at Jellyfish Pictures. Jellyfish is a leading global animation and visual effects studio headquartered in London, but with an international workforce of over 450 talented people around the world. We've produced high-quality CG animation, including the feature Spirit Untamed for DreamWorks, and top-rated children's animation series such as Dennis the Gnasher Unleashed and Flugels. We're currently in production on an animated feature, an animated series for Netflix Line Pictures, and a feature adaptation of one of Roald Dahl's most beloved children's books. The fact is that animation is a huge, rapidly growing and thriving global industry that includes many different exciting fields and a wealth of opportunities. This growth and versatility means that you can choose a path that best suits you and your skill sets. So if you're a school leaver, an undergraduate, a self-taught animator, or you're simply looking for a career change, finding a job need not be daunting. The good news is that there are multiple avenues to pursue in this diverse, inclusive, and creative industry. Animation has something for everyone. Animation is an industry in which the UK excels, with incredible talent in the UK and air, superb animation heritage, top-tier studios, and fantastic higher education opportunities and university degree courses. If you're looking to explore a degree in animation, check out the courses offered by the likes of Ravensbourne University London, Sheffield Hallam, Nottingham Trent, Bournemouth, Portsmouth, UWE Bristol, Hertfordshire, Edinburgh, or Ballyfermot in Dublin. Although you don't always need a degree to become an animator, gaining one will give you hands-on experience with industry technology and a competitive advantage when you head into the world of work. Equally, working as an intern or an apprentice is a great way to start your animation career. This serves as an opportunity to get in, learn about the animation industry, work your way up. What might start as a 3-month paid internship may lead to something much more permanent. Jellyfish offers a number of apprenticeships, internships, and return-to-work opportunities for parents and carers. But you can also consider the Secret Story Drawer, which offers employment opportunities for underrepresented ethnic groups, or Blue Zoo Studio's Summer Internship Programme, the BFI's Animation Specialist courses, and Yay UK, the Young Animator of the Year. And then don't forget the biannual British Animation Awards. It's a fantastic celebration of all aspects of the UK animation scene, including students' work, commercials, children's entertainment, short and experimental art films, music videos, and new technologies. Remember that the animation industry is wide-reaching. It's not simply about pushing pixels. There are all sorts of roles across production, technology, distribution, digital, broadcast too. And they're entry-level roles across each facet of the industry. So whether it's a studio runner, a receptionist, a junior concept artist in the art department, a development assistant in the editorial department, a production assistant, or even an acquisition assistant at the broadcaster, there's a role for you out there. Different studios focus on particular types of animation, whether that be 2D, 3D, CG, stop frame, or hand-drawn. The following slides demonstrate those different styles which are increasingly being combined in a hybrid way to create distinct contemporary look of pictures which break traditional rules and deliver new exciting looks that have not been seen before. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or Puss in Boots: The Last Wish are really good examples of that. Most animation studios offer a range of techniques and styles to suit the needs of the production, but all of them work to a pipeline to deliver content from script to screen. The process of creating an animation is much more complex than most people think, and the number of steps can vary to a great extent, depending on the animation studio involved, the scale of the project itself, and crucially, the budget. Effectively though, an animation pipeline is a system consisting of people, hardware and software, all aligned to work in a sequential order to do predetermined tasks in a set time frame. This slide provides a snapshot of the typical 3D animation pipeline, from initial idea to the final output, at every critical production phase in between, from pre-production, through production, and concluding in post. I'll talk through the 3D pipeline in simple terms to give you a sense of the journey. First up's development. Every great story starts with a brilliant idea. Therefore, it's essential for a successful animation to have a compelling, engaging and well-developed idea with memorable characters, a gripping plot and lots of laughs. The script will form the foundation of the project and needs to be superbly executed by a writer so it can be visually interpreted by the director. Next up is pre-production. This includes your concept and visual development artists, your storyboarders, head of story, art director. They visualise and design characters, environments, backgrounds, props, and plan out the shots and the timings, camera staging and keyframes. A storyboard is a non-moving visual version of the script, much like a comic book, whereas a moving form of the storyboard is called an animatic, which will evolve into the final edit of the entire project. Next, we move on to production, and this stage consists of various steps. Layout. Simply put, a 3D version of the 2D animatic is called layout, or blocking. The layout contains basic 3D attributes such as character size, shape, environment, a simple animation of the characters, and proxy geometry. We then move on to modelling. 3D modelling is the process of developing a geometric surface representation of any object in a specialised 3D software. This then leads to texturing and surfacing. This is the process of creating and applying textures, colours and surface properties to a 3D model. Before getting to the surfacing artist, 3D models are usually in a default shaded flat colour. Next up is rigging. During the rigging process, a bone structure or skeleton is put into the 3D object so that the animators can move different parts of that geometric object as quickly, naturally and efficiently as possible. We then move into the actual 3D animation phase. The movements of the 3D objects or characters in a scene are created during this phase, and it's probably the most crucial and time-consuming part of the process. Its success is dependent on the subtleties and nuances of character performance given to them by the animators. They breathe life and soul into the characters. Now, whilst a 3D animator animates almost everything, there are certain elements like hair, fur, water, fire, clothes, or dust particles that are just really tricky to do. So these difficult elements are created during the visual effects component of the pipeline. And lastly, we move to lighting. And just like real-world lighting, photography or film, 3D animation lighting is the stage at which the mood and ambience of a scene is created through light based on the production designs and models. Once production's wrapped, we move on to the post-production phase, and this adds the finishing touches to the 3D animation project. That includes merging all of the rendered animated assets into the frame, adding the final visual effects and colour correcting. With 3D animation, every scene is separated and rendered into multiple layers, including objects, colours, background, foreground, shadows and highlights. It's the layers that, when they're reunited in the post-production compositing stage, that form the final picture. And it's also at this point in the production that the music and sound design is completed, credits are added, final output is QC'd and delivered, and international dub versions are also created. Production management is a key part of the animation process. This includes your producer, your line producer, head of production and director. They run the schedule and the budget. They hire the team and organise the entire pipeline from start to finish. You might break in at entry level as a runner and progress up the chain to production coordinator, production supervisor, and in the end, producer. Anyone in production management needs to have strong organisational and communication skills and to be great critical thinkers and problem solvers. Having a strong understanding of technical, financial and creative aspects of the entire production business is a must, and animation studios are always in the need of experienced production and post-production staff for their projects, so there is no shortage of opportunities for those who have the necessary skills. Finally, it's really important to consider how to get on in animation if you've managed to secure a foot in the door and you're looking to take the next step up the career path. A portfolio or showreel is the best way to show animation studios your work, so spend the time and effort on making it the best one possible. These top tips will help you stand out as an animator, make an impact on a hiring manager, and get you noticed. So, importantly, keep it snackable. No more than a couple of minutes is needed. Keep it relevant and up to date. You don't need to show them absolutely everything. Limit it to your best and most recent work and put your strongest stuff up front. Here are a few top tips on how to get on in the animation business. It's relevant to every point in your career, regardless of your experience and expertise. We never stop learning, honing our skills, or asking questions. It's how we grow. LinkedIn is a valuable social media platform for expanding your network, building relationships and finding job opportunities, whereas podcasts, trade magazines and studio letters keep you up to speed on trends and content. It's incredibly important to connect with like-minded industry folks at face-to-face events. Animation UK, Animated Women UK, ScreenSkills, Access FX, Festivus. They host numerous events throughout the year and provide opportunity for you to engage with the animation community. And of course, there are national and international events such as CMC, Kidscreen or MIFA in Annecy. They are dedicated to the children's media and animation industry and a must attend. Seek out mentorships, training, upskilling opportunities and social engagements. And most of all, do your research when applying for a new position or role. Be tenacious, ambitious and passionate about your work. And lastly, love what you do. We make cartoons for kids. What's not to love? I hope you found this helpful. It's a pleasure to be able to share some insight with you all. Thanks to everyone at CMC for the opportunity, and from myself and everyone at Jellyfish Pictures, good luck for the future as you get in and get on in animation. Now over to Kieran Argo from ScreenSkills for more detailed information on some of the fantastic industry support that's out there for you.
Thanks, Natalie. Hi, my name's Kieran Argo. I'm with ScreenSkills. ScreenSkills is the industry-led skills body for the screen industries in the UK, and that includes film, television, children's, unscripted and high-end telly, plus VFX, animation and games. I want to draw your attention to the ScreenSkills website, which is an incredibly useful resource, and it covers training, career development and jobs. On the website, you'll find key areas such as the Jobs Hub, and there you can post jobs, you can find jobs. There are 5 short e-learning modules called Getting into the Screen Industries. These are all free. And there's lots of advice on building your own portfolio and an information on, for example, a toolkit for being a freelancer. So lots of very useful information. There's also a careers hub. This is advice on starting your career, looking at job profiles and developing your career. And it also offers case studies and career maps, which guides you through all the various roles you'll find in animation. There's also a training hub. This is where the Trainee Finder scheme is located. And there's more e-learning courses, and there's lots of other training events and opportunities. And on the ScreenSkills Trainee Finder scheme, this is a system where we ask the animation industry to pay in a small amount of money from each production. And then we use that money to build up a small team, a small cohort of people who are just starting out in the industry, and we get them placed in actual animation productions, professional companies who are making broadcast animation. It's generally in children's series work, but there are short films as well and other forms, and some feature films as well. Have a look at the Animation Skills Fund and you'll find more information about the Animation Trainee Finder scheme there. In addition to the Trainee Finder scheme, there's also ScreenSkills delivers a host of other training events and opportunities. And that includes short professional development courses. These are known as CPD courses. A lot of them are free, and you'll find all of the information about them through the CPD training events and opportunities pages on the website. So please have a look there. And finally, ScreenSkills offers bursaries, which are cash grants available if you meet the criteria. So who can apply for a bursary? Well, you have to be currently working in the UK screen industries or demonstrating your intention to work. You have to be eligible to work in the UK. You have to be 18 years old or above, and you have to have a UK bank account. And priority is given to freelancers rather than those with continuous contracts who are already employed. Basically, it's a cash grant given for people who want to get into the industry rather than for people who are already in. So those who are currently studying a full-time or part-time degree or equivalent are advised to wait until you graduate before applying for a bursary. We basically look for people who are ready to enter into the industry. So, for example, if one of the things that's preventing you from getting a job is you can't drive yet, or you need a particular bit of software. If you meet those particular criteria, then you're likely to be granted a bursary for that. So have a look at the bursaries page on the website, and hopefully you might be able to get some cash support from that. So please do take a look at www.screenskills.com. As I said, you'll find a whole load of very valuable information, resources, and lots of opportunities. Thanks very much for watching this CMC video Get In, Get On for animation, and I wish you all the very best with getting into the world of animation.